Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the weekend tarot for Saturday the 4th and Sunday the 5th of December 2021. I've shuffled, so I will cut. This is a major arcana reading. I'm sorry if my reading yesterday was a little bit vague. I had had major dental work done the day before and was under the weather. Anyway, here we go. Lovers. Death in the reverse, and the Empress in the reverse. Okay, well, I would say whatever choices you make today are kind of building on stuff that is already there. They may feel new, but they are actually, and I think this is a good thing, kind of already on the go. So I think the only kind of blind alley or rabbit hole I can see here is perhaps an overexcitement about, or an over emphasis on the seeming newness of your thinking and your choices, and your deciding about which direction to go in. Having said that, because that's what the Lovers card is about, having said that, I think this basis on which you are building is new. It is quite new, but that again, that basis is a very special new layer of that is laid upon something else that has already been built. So we've got an accrual here. We've got an accrual that has already been accrued and kind of plugged in and set in motion. And the reason I say that is because we have Death in the reverse and the Empress in the reverse. Both of these cards are about growth. I mean, the Empress is definitely about growth and about the ways in which the individual is part of the whole, part of the collective, in a really, really fundamental way. We see the same sort of idea coming in the Hierophant card number 5, but that's more about taking it into the public domain. The connection of the individual and the collective that the Empress is concerned with here is really very much more natural than that, much more human, or even more than human, into the entire network of nature and our place in that as an individual, as one of many, 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 many. It's wonderful connecting, and through that connection comes fertilization and sprouting and fruiting and growth. It's in the reverse today, but I do not see that as an absence of growth or a blocking of growth. I think in the context of its coming up with the Lovers in the upright here, the card of choice, I see it as choosing among things that are already connected with each other. Death here today in the reverse is the card of the kind of natural harvesting of a certain amount of effort and karmic return part way through an endeavour. It's card number 13. It's not the end. It's about the kind of gathering in, as we see Death's scythe doing here, gathering in a certain amount of accrued wealth and power and knowledge being power, to move through to a new phase. It's death and transformation, death and transfiguration. And it's a kind of natural breathing process, this. I mean, one could say that every exhalation is a kind of death. We just don't die because we inhale again afterwards, but at some point the last one will come. But life is a series of little deaths and little rebirths with every breath. So it is a natural thing. Again, this is in the reverse. So I see these two cards as expressive of an already built network and an already breathed breath with something. There is a fantastic feeling of a really positive pre-existing establishment of something upon which we choose. So, you know, as I say, the only thing that I can see as possibly a misinterpretation of something this weekend is to think that this choice is all new. And I mean, that's very exciting. But I think if we look deeper into it, we will see that what we are choosing on or about or between, the nature of the choice this weekend is based upon stuff that already exists and work that has already been done. So that's wonderful. We could save ourselves a little bit of energy there. Okay, let's move on. Hermit in the reverse. The World. Ooh, I like this. Okay, yeah, so this really, really is big. Now, the Hermit in the reverse is telling me this reversal, in contrast to these two reversals. Well, I guess, no, it is sort of connected. The inner work upon which this whole endeavour is predicated has already been done. Again, this is an already done card. We don't really need to inquire too far into our motives in this, because, you know, this is the Empress. I mean, what can go wrong, really? And death, like the natural sort of evolution of this, it's very, very positive. So there's a lack of necessity for a huge amount of personal inner inquiry and contemplation on this, and self-questioning on this. It's just not necessary. And that is backed up for me by the presence of the World in the upright here. Really, really lovely. There is a very, very strong feeling here of newness. I mean, this is the final card of the Major Arcana, card 21. What we have done and what we are thinking about here, and there might even be a kind of plethora of choices available to us in this. It's really exciting. I am genuinely excited by this spread for this weekend. And, you know, we are in a new world with whatever it is we're engaged upon, whatever this journey is for us. We are in a whole new phase of it. It's absolutely beautiful. And I really do think this is going in a good direction. I'm going to pull the last card of the reading now and let's see what we get. Okay. We get the Moon. Now, I believe there is an eclipse on Saturday. Oops, excuse me. I'm just going to check that. I should have checked that before I started. Let's see, eclipse for this 21. It's a solar eclipse. Okay. I just wanted to know if it was a lunar or a solar eclipse. So the context of that, in the context of there being a solar eclipse this weekend. Now, of course, a solar eclipse is the Earth, I think, moving between the sun and the moon or something. Oh God, I can't remember how it works. But basically, there is going to be some kind of working out going on this weekend. And I think, I mean, my first instinct with the first three cards that went down, the Lovers, Death in the reverse, and the Empress in the reverse, was to say that perhaps the only rabbit hole you could fall down this weekend, or misinterpretation you could kind of get a little bit blown off course with this weekend, would be thinking that what you're thinking about is new, whereas in fact it isn't. And that I am seeing in the Moon. So I don't know that anything really sort of damaging or harming can come from this, because the energy is so good. But perhaps it being the weekend, if you have ideas this weekend of stuff to set in motion in the worldly world, okay, and there it is, world in the upright, perhaps better to hold off for the weekend. Let the energy expand and contract, but I do see expansion more than contraction this weekend, and just let these ideas and choices and decisions percolate unenacted. Okay, that's what I would say, because there is there's a tendency on the table, indicated to me on the table in this reading, to perhaps go off down a rabbit hole or two with things. It being the weekend, it is not necessary to set anything in motion in terms of the worldly world. We can leave that for Monday. So that's what the cards are telling me. There's an awful lot of good energy, really, really good energy. And perhaps the better way to spend our energy this weekend is in exploring gently what the options could be in terms of the wonderful establishment of pre-existing work already done, represented by the Empress in reverse and Death in the reverse. And perhaps less thinking about ourselves and more thinking about how we can plug in to the world in a new and very positive way with this stuff that we have already achieved. Sorry, so inarticulate. And not spend too much time thinking about what it says about us as an individual. All right, we've done that work. So just enjoy exploring, enjoy some thought experiments, and hold off acting upon them in the worldly world until Monday. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.